Hello, I thought I'd come back and record another video for showing another custom made sleeve. This is a custom sleeve for a great classic film, one that's not just one of my favourites but many people's favourites. I'm talking about One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I've got the Blu-ray. I'm happy with the Blu-ray. I'm not going to be upgrading to 4K, not because of the artwork, but the 4K disc does have atrocious artwork. It comes out on a steelbook and it comes out on an Blu-ray case. Both of them I think are very ugly. For the steelbook they actually used AI to create the front artwork, and it's clear if you look at the picture of Jack Nicholson, it's very clear that that's not Jack Nicholson if you look closely up on his face. I didn't know that that's a thing, that AI does this. If it's been happening for a while, I'm not aware of it, but I'm not really keeping up with that at all. I'm not a fan of AI. But the front art is just very generic. Like I said, he doesn't resemble Jack Nicholson if you look closely. And for the back, they've just got some shots from the film with a larger image of Jack Nicholson on the back on top of that, and a very minimal story synopsis. The Blu-ray case is just as bad. I don't know which of the two of these I dislike the least, because they're both not good, I think. For the Blu-ray case, they've just got a modernized shot of all of the cast and Nurse Ratchet's head and McMurphy's head. You know, Louise Fletcher and R.P. McMurphy, Jack Nicholson. The heads have kind of been melded together in the shadows. It's a weird look, I think, and just the placing of all of the actors, it's too modern, and that really doesn't suit a film of this stature. I don't know why the companies are so opposed to using original poster art, but they certainly are. Now, I'm not going to be buying this 4K, but I'm not buying this 4K for this artwork, because I very well could just take my artwork that I've done for this Blu-ray sleeve and put a 4K logo in place of the Blu-ray logo, and where the specs say, make it say 4K rather than just Blu-ray. But I'm not doing that because I'm content with the presentation on this Blu-ray disc. If I was to upgrade to the 4K disc, I would only be getting it, actually, the main draw for me would actually be the audio, because the picture quality on this Blu-ray, there's nothing wrong with it at all. But the audio on this Blu-ray is Dolby Digital 5.1, and I think there's a mono track as well. I mean, there is in other languages, but I think it has the original mono audio too. The 4K disc does have DTS HD Master Audio 5.1, so it's uncompressed sound, unlike the compressed sound on this Blu-ray. But honestly, I find the only difference between a compressed, actually listening to it with my ears, what other way you can listen to anything?
God, you're weird, aren't you? I mean, you're really weird.
But the difference between a compressed soundtrack, Dolby Digital, and a DTS HD Master Audio, it can just come down to the volume alone, meaning that a compressed Dolby Digital track is, of course, going to be considerably quieter than an uncompressed audio track. So just turn up the volume, and then you've got the same sound quality, just at a lower volume. Turning it up changes that, of course. So the compressed audio on here is of a lower output, but increasing it to a higher volume, you're going to get very close to that same uncompressed audio. It's just quieter. Anyway, that's beside the point, so I don't know why I spoke about that for so long. Here's my artwork for my own case. It's not original poster art, but it is very close to original poster art. The original one has a profile of Jack Nicholson. This has a profile of Jack Nicholson. The addition to here is the cracks in the picture of him himself, all the way through. And the title, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, is written in a completely different font, laid out in a completely different way. But I like this so much more than what is coming for the 4K disc, whether that be on the Amaray case or the Steelbook edition. I much prefer this artwork. For the spine, it just says One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, as it should. Blu-ray logo on the top, Warner Brothers on the bottom. And that's the old style Warner Brothers, not the new one. That's colourless. I always keep it to this one. And on the back, I have got this. Unlike the ones I showed you from the Steelbook and Amaray case on the 4K, just one picture here, not a picture on the top and then more pictures underneath. I find that's over cluttering things and less is more. So that's why I keep mine just a single picture rather than 4 down here and then 1 up here. No, just a single picture is neater. Plus also the film synopsis I've got here is considerably larger than the one on the retail product. They have a very, very brief story synopsis. This is not brief, as you can see. I've got 2 pretty large paragraphs here. And there's the standard layout for the specifications here. You got the, okay, it's for Blu-ray, but if it was for 4K, I could make that say 4K there and have all the specs written here for the 4K. It just happens to be Blu-ray only. And there is the Dolby Digital logo, because as I said, this comes with only Dolby Digital compressed audio. Again, I could put the 4K logo here and make it reflect 4K if I was going to upgrade this, but I'm very content with the picture quality on this, and the sound quality is just quieter. This disc is the American version, and I got it with this. I bought it with it came with a set of playing cards and some other trinkets, some postcards. It's just a pretty nice book that has some backstory on the film. Aside from the aesthetic of hating the ratings being everywhere, all over the disc, and this doesn't have that, the reason I got this American version is because there is a documentary on here called The Making Of. It's just called The Making Of, but it is 1 hour and 30 minutes. It's 90 minutes long. And for some bizarre reason, which I do not understand, that documentary is 47 minutes on every release but the American one. So they've essentially taken out half of the running time of this documentary, making it go from 90 minutes to its full runtime of 90 minutes to 47 minutes, butchering it in the process. This has the full uncensored making of documentary on it, but maybe that's beside the point, because the point here is to show this artwork I've done, comparing it to the new Steelbook and the new Amaray case. But it's just good to have the most complete version, and this is that. There's the entire thing. Let me know what you think about my efforts here for One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Do you think the artwork on the Steelbook is nicer than this? Do you think the artwork on the Amaray case is nicer than this? Let me know in the comments section, and thanks for watching. Bye for now.
I'm gonna eat a burrito.